Hey Gemini, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot. My name is Carol and this is your May 2024 reading. So I hope you survived the eclipse energy from last month, and from what I know, from what I've heard, the energy can last up to the end of the year. It was that powerful for you. So I hope that you had a chance to see the eclipse. I did. It was quite amazing, actually. So what are we going to do this month for you, Gemini? Well, we're going to be looking at a healing map and your healing map. And let's look at where you are with your healing. And I'm going to start off this reading by looking at what sort of situation are you in right now? Because, you know, that needs to be healed, obviously. Is it a pattern that's showing up for you? Is it a problem you're dealing with? Is it a struggle? You know, especially the patterns come up when, you know, same people that are being attracted to your space and you can't figure out why. Certain situations just are repeating themselves. So that's going to be the situation we're looking at. And then I want to look at what needs healing, because what needs healing is having a big impact on the situation you're sitting in. Because unless we heal what it is we need to heal, we're still going to attract the same people. The situation's still going to come up. This struggle it's going to come up again, right? You know, we can push things down, but they just keep coming up until we heal them. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at your shadow, and we're going to see what's coming up from the unconscious. And so we're going to do some shadow work. And if you're not familiar with those two terms, shadow or shadow work, I'm going to leave this video here for you at the end. I'm going to link it at the end, and I'm going to link it in the description box. And it's called My Powerful 4-Step Guide for Shadow Work. And it's a really good video that I put together for you. And it really does, just gives you an idea. It gives you a real good map of how to do shadow work, how to start. You know, when I find people get on the healing journey, or they want to get on the healing journey, they just don't know where to start. Like, I've heard people say so many times, like, how do I know where to start? Or I don't know what to do. And some of you might even know that you've been on it for a while, and maybe you're not getting anywhere. So what it is it just tells you what I do for my own healing. I've been on a real intensive journey for my own complex trauma for the last 7 years, and this is what I've learned working with my own life coach and just healing my own stuff. And you know what came out of it was this channel, because and this is all about healing. So I hope you have a chance to look at that and just, you know, try to get an idea what it is, what healing or shadow work is. So that's what needs healing. And then we're going to look at, you know, how can I heal this situation? So I'm going to look at what needs healing, and then we're going to look at how can you heal it. And then we're going to look at what the outcome is going to be. You know, once you get on the road to healing this particular situation, what is the outcome going to be for you? And sometimes, you know, it's advice from the tarot maybe, but or just the outcome. So let's get started. I'm going to pull the cards. I'm going to ask Tarot to give me now 3 cards. I'm going to be using the Light Seer's Tarot, and I will clarify it with a Rider-Waite if I have to. So what is your situation right now? 3 cards for you. Well, we have the 8 of Wands, which came out in reverse. The 8 of Wands is your first card. I need 2 more cards, please, to go with the situation. That one came out. The King of Cups. And 1 more card, please. No, 2 more. I just want 1. One more card, please. Ooh, the Tower. Powerful cards here in the first row. All right, so Gemini, what needs healing here? Page of Pentacles needs healing. And 1 more card for what needs healing. I like when they gently just fall to the table. The Chariot card. And what needs healing? And how can you heal this? How can you heal this? And that's important. You know, I can sit here and tell you what needs healing, but how can you heal this? So let's look at, oh, we got two here. I didn't realize there was two. Okay, so you have the Seven of Cups in reverse. And the Four of Wands in reverse. And I need one more card. Oh, two more. Ah! These cards seem to stick here. Okay. One more card, please. One more card. Oh, that's two. I want one. No, just one. That gives me about four. I love this deck, but the cards stick together. Oh, there we go. The Strength card in reverse. And finally, what is the outcome? Two cards for me, please. I should say for Gemini. All right, we have the Sun. And one more card. One more card here. Ah, there was two there. Okay, that came firing out. All right, the Knight of Cups. Sorry. Yeah, the Knight, sorry. Knight of Cups. I thought it was a king there. I was going to say you have two kings, but you don't. You have a king and a knight. Okay, so Gemini, I did your yearly reading back in January, and I've linked them below in the description box if you haven't had a chance to see them. In that yearly reading, I pulled out 12 cards for you, and your May card that I got for you, which is your overriding energy, is the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords. So I can see that this is a month for you to really take time out for yourself, and taking time out for yourself is so important. I think we live in, this patriarchal society that really puts so much emphasis on, work and productivity and, just not taking time to get still. And so this is a month for you where you really need to take some time to get still. And maybe it's healing. Maybe it's just time out for yourself. And that's what I'm seeing here. That's your overriding energy. So what's the situation that you're sitting in right now? We start off with the Eight of Wands. And it's a card in reverse. So the Eight of Wands for me is, well, let's talk about wands, because I think it's really important to know what wands are. Wands is, it's our creative force. It's where we want to take our life. It's the direction we want to go into. It's all about our purpose. And wands can also be about our intuition. Intuition is our inner guidance. It's our inner guidance. And so I'm seeing you in a place where it looks like, maybe you're getting ready to, you've been on this journey maybe for a while, this healing map, and you're really ready to go out and take your life into this new direction, because that's what the Eight of Wands is about. The Eight of Wands for me in an upright position is about just taking those wands and going for it. I don't know where these are going to land, but I'm going to throw them up in the air and I'm just going to go for it. And sometimes you just have to go for it, like take that jump. But I'm seeing here there's a big resistance here still. And when I find with me, for example, when I started this tarot channel, when you're about to do that one thing that you've been wanting to do, you've been working on it, you've been thinking about it, it's like, I want to do this for me. I want to do this, and this is a month of you taking time out for you, and you think, I want to do this, But there's just so much resistance, and that seems to come in at the last minute, right before you're about to do it, and you freeze, and you just go, I can't do this, you know. And so there's some real resistance here to doing what you're wanting to do right now. And the King of Cups comes in right behind it, and that's why I know here, because my king in all my suits is our ego. And you know, the ego is all about status quo. The ego is full of fear. And the ego comes in right when we're about to do something, and all these doubts about ourself come in, and the ego steps in and goes, nah, you can't do this. No, like, you can't rock the boat here, you know, and just puts all these doubts in our head, because one thing it doesn't like is creativity. It wants status quo. It doesn't want you to take your life in a new direction. And so these are these mental thoughts that we have that will come in and that will stop us from saying, you know, it can tell us things like, well, that's not going to make you any money. That's a stupid idea. Why do you want to do that? Why don't you just keep doing what you're doing when you want to do something different, right? That's what creativity is about, doing something different for yourself. And then the Tower moment comes in here. So you're sitting in something that's really shaking you up right now. And the Tower moment will come in when, you know, we're meant to do something. We're meant to take our lives in a different direction, whatever that may be, because you're sitting here with wanting to do that, but there's a huge resistance. And when we resist sometimes, when that's where we're supposed to go in that direction, this is a general reading, but when we're supposed to, our ego comes in, and the universe, God, Creator, comes in and says, this is supposed to happen. And it makes it happen, because it brings this Tower moment in, whether you like it or not. And Tower moments do not feel good. They're not something that, you know. And the Tower moment comes in for me, and it's not a card that shows up often. And it'll show up when there's some movement that needs to happen. And so Gemini, I see here where there's definitely movement that needs to happen, but there's a huge resistance to doing it on your part. So what needs healing here? Like, you want to take this, you want to do this for yourself, but there's something that you need to heal first. And the universe wants you to look at this. And it's our little Page of Pentacles here. And my pages in all my suits, my pages are our inner children. And so you have an inner part, an inner child that needs healing. And that's what's sitting in your shadow. That is what's sitting in your shadow. And that's what needs to be healed, is this younger part of you. And the younger part of you is all about, you know, getting in touch with your body, getting in touch with, you know, think of a child when they were younger and how they played, and they just were in touch with their bodies. And so when you were younger, I'm seeing, yeah, there's a part of you that maybe wasn't allowed to do a lot of playing. You know, maybe sometimes when we come from a real chaotic childhood, you didn't do a lot of playing. There wasn't any time for that. And sometimes when, you know, we're asked to take time out for ourselves here, some real quiet time, still time, that's a hard thing to do when you don't know how to do that, when you weren't allowed to when you were younger. And then the Chariot card is right beside it. And the Chariot for me is, you know, I look at this individual here, and he has no reins. These horses are somehow guiding this chariot, or he's guiding them with his mind, kind of like because they can go in any direction, and he would not have control over that. So the Chariot card is all about You know, there's a certain part of us that we have used our willpower for so long, and we get to a point where we hit this wall. And what next? Like our mind, you know, you have the King of Cups here, which is your ego. That can only go so far because the Tower moment also comes up here. So I'm seeing here that your mind, your willpower that you've used to drive yourself up to this point is not working anymore. It's just not working because the Tower card is here to say that, you know, things need to switch up here. You have a part of you that needs healing. And whenever I'm seeing this King of Cups energy, this ego energy, this your willpower here that's been kind of driving the whole show here or driving your life, tells me that it's time now. You know, this little pink Page of Pentacles wants you, in order to get in touch with this inner child, wants you to get into your body, to start to ground yourself, to get back into your body so that you can get in touch with the healing that needs to take place here. Because you've been living your life from a place, like I said, of really being up in your head, and your ego has been driving you, has been the driver of your life. And it's time now for you to really get still. That's how we get back into our body. This Four of Swords here wants you to get still because you have a lot of mental energy here. That's what the Swords is about. You're living a lot up in your head. You have a lot of mental energy in here that really, you know, you could be doing a lot of spinning here when you're up in your head. It's time now to get back into your body. And how can you heal this? How can you heal this Page of Pentacles here? Well, like I said, you know, the Chariot card is the one that's been driving the show here. So let's look at what else it wants to say about how you can heal. Well, the Seven of Cups comes here. And the Seven of Cups is a card that really, what's happened here is in the upright, the Seven of Cups is, look at this individual here. He's almost playing this game of snakes and ladders here, right? Where he's choosing, you know, what do I do next? And because he knows that if he lifts, whatever he lifts up, whatever cup he lifts up, well, that's going to cause everything to shift. And it's kind of like the situation you're in right now where, you know, because there's this Tower moment in your life here. And so the next step you take really is going to shift everything. And this individual has a choice to make. And it's in reverse here. And so I see that, you know, on your part, there's probably a big resistance here, not knowing which way to go. You know, so how can you heal this? Because there's so many opportunities. You have so many options here. Like, what do you do? What are you supposed to do? And the Four of Wands comes here and says, well, wow, this is in reverse here. The Four of Wands normally is these individuals that have taken their life finally in a new direction. And they're celebrating that. They've left behind, you know, in the Rider-Waite deck, it's a walled city. So they're celebrating their freedom. But this is in reverse here. And so this is saying, well, you know, once you make your choice to go in the direction that you want to go in, to finally take a step, because the Tower moment here is pushing you to go in that step that you want to do. And then the Strength card comes in. Well, how can you heal this? This is the card that says, go inwards. You have the strength to go inwards. And what do I mean by that? To to start to ground yourself, to learn how to ground yourself. And the video that I'll leave at the end, and I'm going to leave in the I can't remember if I mentioned it. It's a guide to shadow work, how to go inwards. That's what shadow work is going inwards. Start to go inwards. You have the strength card here, but that is in reverse, because once you get the wheels rolling again, because this Mr. Chariot right here, he's not going too far with the willpower. But once you go inwards and you start to get back into your body, you take some time out to get still. This strength card is going to turn like this, because right now you're not feeling strong after that Tower moment, of course. But the strength card is going to turn around, and you are going to find that inner strength. But you have to start the movement yourself. I remember once when I was really stuck on my own journey, and someone said to me, you have to do something rather than nothing. And the temptation here is to do nothing. But the universe here wants you to do something. And you know what it is, because it's a general reading. So they want you to take that small little step. What's the outcome once you take that small little step? It's the Sun card. Beautiful, beautiful card. The Sun card to me represents joy. And I don't mean like people say, oh, you're going to get happy, or that's not what I mean. You see, you have this little Page of Pentacles that's your inner child right here that wants you, Gemini, to get in contact with them. They want to be listened to. There's a part of you, very young part of you, that wants you to listen to them, that wants to be healed. They have something to tell you. And once you start to, go inwards and, start this relationship with yourself again, start to ground yourself and get back into your body, well, you're going to start to find out what brings you joy, because sometimes it's really hard to know that. And you're going to find out what your little Page of Pentacles, your inner child, what brings them joy. They need to heal. They need to heal. The Knight of Cups in reverse. The Knight of Cups, the Knights in my deck are all, I call them my freedom fighters. They're the ones that are fighting for freedom. They don't want to be controlled by anybody. They want to be authentic. They want to be themselves. And I'm seeing here that what's going to happen is this is in reverse for you, which means that whenever this Knight is like an adolescent part of you that is really fighting for freedom to be authentic. And it's in reverse here. So I'm seeing here that, there may be some anger that you might have to look at. Also, there may be it's a Knight of Cups that's in reverse that really wants the freedom to express their anger, to express their emotions. And I think that once you really start to do that little inward grounding yourself, getting in touch with your inner child again, you're going to start to find that joy, because your inner child's going to tell you what brings them joy. You're going to know what brings them joy, and you're going to get the freedom to feel your emotions again, right? And so that's a beautiful reading for you, Gemini. So let me end it with a spirit animal for you from the spirit animal deck here. And you got the vulture. The vulture spirit. Nothing is wasted. And it kind of fell out of the deck for me, which was nice. Okay, vulture spirit. What seems hideous has its own beauty. And the recycling the vulture does is as important as any other activity in nature that supports the cycle of life. Vulture spirit's message is that nothing is to be wasted. For nature sees value in everything that exists. What seems rotten and ugly has the potential to be transmuted into something beneficial. You are reminded that any suffering you have experienced has not gone to waste. That reminds me of this Tower card here that maybe you've been suffering with. Wisdom and understanding that arose from the experience are talismans that will serve you on your journey wherever you go. All that you might wish to deny or discard has value and can be repurposed and reintegrated into the new you that you are becoming and the new life that you are dreaming into being. No pain was in vain and no experience was wasted for you. For you have the power to use it to co-create something far better. This is the miracle in your partnership with Spirit. Wow. So it sounds like, yeah, there's been some pain here, but it's been for a reason. And I can see that there's some healing there that's coming out of that. So this is your reading, Gemini, for May, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.